Welcome to the Cross Canada Spotlight. I'm Mike Arsenault. Every week we take a look at a handful of the most interesting and entertaining stories produced across the Global News Network. First up this week, a small community in BC came together to help an owl who was trapped in a net. The owl's name, Houdini. Check it out.
I'll be honest, things didn't look good for this bird when I arrived on scene Thursday morning.
It was just starting to get light out and we noticed something hanging there.
But I was assured by the woman who called for help that it was still alive.
My boyfriend said, what is that? And I said, I think it's a bird.
A great horned owl, to be exact. One that had run afoul of some soft netting meant to prevent baseballs from escaping the diamond behind the local arena.
We're assuming he's the same owl that lives in the backyard.
Those who live in the area had already nicknamed the owl
Houdini.
Ironic, considering the owl wasn't able to live up to its moniker and escape on its own. No telling how Houdini became entangled in the nylon netting. Obviously never saw it coming. Also ironic, considering owls have incredible vision. So I checked in with the chief. Have you ever rescued an owl before?
This is a first.
But without a ladder truck, Enderby firefighters couldn't come to the bird's aid. That ruffled a few feathers. Fortunately, Owens called a friend at BC Hydro, who came to the rescue.
We'll cut the net and try to secure him and get him down safely, him or her.
Within minutes, Simpson and a firefighter were up in the bucket and cutting the twine. Houdini instantly sprang to life, complicating matters. Eventually, a blanket was wrapped around the owl, and when all the netting was cut away, the stressed-out bird was transferred to an awaiting cage provided by a volunteer with the Orphaned Wildlife Rehabilitation Society, where all Houdini had for rescuers was a stern look.
Great job, everybody. Takes a village. We'll probably WestJet him down to Owl in Delta. He'll get checked out. And they'll make sure he's okay and that he can fly and hunt, and then they'll try to bring him back here and release him right here.
Concerned neighbors happy knowing their feathered friend was freed.
Just excellent, just excellent. It makes you feel good, eh?
I am so happy. When I first saw him, it was like he wasn't moving or anything, but it's turned great to see him come down.
Really good, because when I first saw it this morning, it didn't look alive. So it's really nice.
Once Houdini is pronounced well enough, Christy says the owl will be released back into the neighborhood. So hopefully, owls well that ends well. Travis Lowe, Global News, Enderby.
Owls well that ends well, that is just perfection. I'm glad Houdini has a happy ending. Owls are chilling animals. I remember one sat on my condo balcony for 8 hours without moving. We thought something might be wrong with it, so I knocked on my balcony door to get its attention. It spun its head all the way around and stared straight at me as if to say, "Don't do that again." So I didn't go on the balcony again until it left. Also in BC, a very senior curler is still hitting the ice every week. Meet nonagenarian Murray Soder.
This is the Eastlink Curling Center, home of the Oliver Curling Club. We'll get to why that's important in a second. But first, meet the modest gentleman who's just become the club's oldest member.
I had my 90th birthday, and somebody put up a sign that said, "You're old."
Murray, this is TV. You can't say that. All right, we'll let him have it. He's just turned 90 years old. Still, even at 90, hurry hard, not hard for Murray. He's been curling for more than half a century.
Still shooting pretty good rocks, I think.
Murray's a nonagenarian. That's not how he got to be 90. That's the technical term for someone in their 90s, which makes Soder's vintage circa 1932. But his curling skills are all 2022. Watch him thread the needle here with the hammer to score 2 in the 5th.
He's an engineer. He's methodical. He thinks everything through, comes up with a plan. I mean, I hope that I have those faculties when I'm 80, let alone 90.
Murray Soder is a fan favorite here at the Oliver Curling Club. Ask any of the members and they'll tell you that he's been around since most of them can remember. And while he didn't build the curling club, he certainly helped build the Oliver Arena next door. Here's a picture of Murray with a different type of hammer in hand. But when the curling club fell on hard times back in 2010, Soder came up with one of those methodical plans to help save the club.
The club was falling apart, basically, and he came on board with an idea, called a sponsorship program.
That is why it's now called the Eastlink Curling Center, home to the Oliver Curling Club. I told you we'd get to that. It's a club that Soder plans to continue to curl at.
Yes, I'm able, physically able, I'll be here.
Which may help contribute to Soder's longevity.
I guess it has helped. It keeps the mind sharp, but I'd say it's probably a lot more luck than good management that I'm live to be 90.
And there you have it, the secret to Soder's success.
Yep.
Travis Lowe, Global News, Oliver.
Did you see Murray jog on the ice there? That's incredible. He has the gait of a much younger man. I feel like this isn't the first time I've featured a super senior curler on Cross Canada Spotlight. Maybe curling is the key to longevity. I'm just hoping tennis and golf will get me there. To Alberta now, where a local woman is putting smiles on faces in her neighborhood with some unique ice sculpture creations.
And eyes.
A sight to behold for the kids in Gail Young's neighborhood.
Now he can see you. Yeah. Who else needs eyes? This one.
Taking care of her snow sculptures in this park.
The warm weather makes them very soft.
But a bit of touching up.
There you go.
And they're as good as new as Gail carries on an old family tradition.
When my kids were little, we used to do penguins, dolphins, dinosaurs. We did it in the backyard. So this time I thought, well, maybe so somebody can see it, I'll do it in the playground because lots of kids and people walking by. So I thought maybe they'd enjoy it.
We love it. We come by every day, a couple of times a day when we go for walks, and it's heartwarming to see something like this.
Especially welcome as we head toward the third year of the pandemic.
It's important that we do something to elevate everyone's spirits if we can. It's brought people together.
Are you guys going to come up? They get something that makes them smile. Definitely makes it worthwhile.
No, thank goodness so far she hasn't left her scent behind.
What do you think? You can make some when you go home?
So what would the kids shape the snow into?
Ladybug.
You could do a little dog. Or a rabbit.
Tiger.
For now, these guys will do just fine.
Did you want to hold him?
Gil Tucker, Global News.
There. You got to hold a penguin.
That's some really impressive work by Gail. Some of those shots reminded me of the old school claymation Christmas specials like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. This next story might be dismissed in Hollywood for not being realistic enough. I'm serious, the first time I watched this, my mouth was agape, seeing this teen girl's dream become a reality. Take a look for yourself.
Imagine getting the chance to sing with your favorite band. Just a dream for any teen, but it's actually happening to 14-year-old Nell Smith.
Tell me it is a story. Tell me it is a joke. It's not real. I don't believe it.
This story started when Nell was a toddler and her parents took her to a festival in the UK to see the Flaming Lips. When she was 10, they went to see the band in Spokane. Shortly after, another gig in Calgary, when Nell happened to meet lead singer Wayne Coyne before the show and told him she had written a fan letter and given it to a roadie who had left it on the tour bus. Coyne took down her dad's number and said he would look for it.
He texted us after the show, I think, saying that he had found the letter and read it and stuff and thought it was funny.
But it was this moment that same night of the two singing to each other that offered a glimpse of the friendship to come.
It's a Steven Spielberg movie moment. You know, I'm in a space bubble to begin with. I'm singing a David Bowie song and she's touching my hand through the space bubble.
After that concert, Nell's dad Jude sent Coyne videos of her singing and practicing guitar. He offered feedback and the mentorship bloomed.
She's interested in music and I'm interested in music and she's interested in writing songs and I'm interested in hearing her songs.
I don't see how he could ever think that I'm the cool one he's so excited to be working with because I'm just what? This is crazy.
Nell Smith's music career is just getting started, sparked by a chance encounter and an unlikely collaboration.
Yes. How this happened to me? Again? I try to get people, it's just tell me my story, because I don't believe it.
Jay Durant, Global News.
How cool is that? Maybe I need to send a video of my golf swing to Tiger Woods, and he and I can play around together sometime once he's fully recovered from his injuries. Our last story is an update on the devastating floods that hit Western Canada last year and the silver lining of a tight-knit community coming together.
There's water everywhere in the crankcase, in the oil filters, in the hydraulic system.
Since the start of December, this mobile band of mechanics has been traveling from farm to farm helping victims of the Abbotsford flood.
And this guy already has the batteries, everything?
That's what he told me.
They've given up their Sundays to try and save some expensive pieces of equipment.
It's about an hour drive, yeah, but it's worth it to see the guys and to see the look on the farmers' faces when we get their stuff running.
There have been some victories, but some of these tractors are in really bad shape.
We cross our fingers because this has got most electronic on it.
Through word of mouth, an Abbotsford mechanic assembled this crew after seeing how many neighbors were struggling.
Oh, did you see the water?
So far, they've revived close to 24 tractors.
Something like this happens, you gotta stick together as a community, help out everybody together.
We're going to do this work because all this, this Sumas Prairie area is all getting, hit pretty bad.
Providing free labor is their way of helping people who have lost so much.
These trucks are underwater.
So you can see the water level got that high, right to the middle of the trailer.
Yeah, must be.
They've met families picking up the pieces after their homes were destroyed.
We're just gonna wait it out, see what we can get for all this, and then hopefully rebuild.
Not much time for a break. Lunch is pizza off the back of a flatbed truck and Pepsi served on wooden planks.
This is so good. Yummy. Okay, no problem.
And then it's off to the next job. The crew estimates they'll be working every Sunday until the spring.
We're short-handed as a mechanics. We need more mechanics.
They won't stop until every last tractor out here is up and running again.
Last time I worked all day here to help them, and after serving, it's feeling so good.
Jay Durant,
Success,
Global News.
Kudos to all of those mechanics donating their Sundays to people who lost so much in the floods. And that's a great spot to leave it this week, feeling good about people helping people. That's it for the Cross Canada Spotlight. Be sure to watch Global News Weekend Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. on the Global TV app and Amazon Prime Video.